Hello, hope you are well. Today, I'll talk about influences of motivation on achievements and self-esteem. Regarding my outline, first, I'll talk about the definition of motivation and then the types of motivation. After that, I'll discuss with you influences of motivation on achievement and self-esteem, and then I'll show you some studies and then disadvantages of motivation. And I will end up with some strategies that we as a teacher, we can use them in order to motivate our students. So the first question is, what is motivation? Motivation is an internal state, internal desire that directs and guides our behavior to attaining goals through processes shaped by cultural norms, values, and practices. So I was going to ask you to look at this picture and tell me what's the first word that you see it. So mainly motivation, it is to attain a goal, to have a dream, to have a wish, to be inspired, to take action until we succeed. So as you can see here, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. I can do it. Maybe I'm not perfect, but I'm working. I'm working to become the best version of myself. So as you can see here, for example, even what people just see the success, what you achieved, but they never see what you felt while you are trying to achieve your goal. Maybe sometimes we fail, maybe sometimes we are disappointed, but at the same time, we should be dedicated. We should organize our times by learning good habits. We should have persistence by that is to never give up in order to succeed. So let's watch this small video. It's about motivation. Okay, so how did you feel? We all of us need motivation, and definitely our students also need motivation. So there are two types of motivation, extrinsic and intrinsic. From its name, extrinsic, so when the individual is motivated from external desire like money, like rewards, like verbal praise, and intrinsic from its name when the individual is motivated from internal desire, maybe personal satisfaction, personal interest, enjoyment. So as you can see here, so extrinsic, it's all about working hard in order to get money, to be the A student inside the class, to be praised from the teacher. I'm I'm the highest grade. I took the highest grade, and so on. And the intrinsic, it's about the curiosity, the interest, the sense of achievement that motivates me to attain my goal. So I was going also here to ask you to look at this picture and tell me what's going on between these two boys, two guys. So actually, this person, the first one, he's playing just because to earn a reward or to avoid a punishment. Maybe because for that reason, maybe he's under pressure. However, the second one, he's playing for his own interest, for his own sake, and personal reward. So he's motivated, and he's enjoying play. So we can conclude that the intrinsic, everything uh, inside inside the individual. So we have maybe a passion for learning. We are enjoying the learning. We are curious to learn. We and Extrinsic motivation, it's more about, as I said before, money, a competition in order to have the highest grade. I'll be under pressure, and so on. So let's first now discuss the influences of motivation on student achievement. Motivation, it increases engagement. And definitely when students are motivated, they are more likely to engage in students' discussions, in class activities and projects. So they will attain and learn the material in a deeper level, and they will have a better academic achievement. Also, when students are motivated, they will be more persistent to face obstacles and never give up, try to achieve their academic goals. Also, motivation and foster attitudes towards learning. So students will learn the value of education, why they are learning, maybe because they want to have a better future. So it reflects on themselves, so they will feel that in the future they will be a long life learner. And it promotes motivation, promotes higher order thinking. So if we remember Bloom's taxonomy, so instead of just caring about remembering the information, the students will mostly try to compare the ideas, create, even reaching to creating their own and using the information. And definitely motivation, it improves performance. So because students, maybe they are more motivated, more engaged, more persistent, so it will reflect on their performance and achievements. Regarding self-esteem, I remember Reem talked about this, but I will talk about it a bit. So, self-esteem is the belief and confidence in your own ability and value. So, it's person's attitude, either positive or negative towards ourselves. We need self-esteem. For example, if we look at this picture, I can say, I can do it. But I can say also, I can do it. I should try. Maybe I'll attain my goal. So, self-esteem is very important. It's very important to accept our weaknesses and our strengths. It's important to learn how to say no. And I remember a lot of time I used to say yes because I felt embarrassed to say no. And that's really terrible, you know? So developing self-esteem, it's very important. So influences of motivation on students' self-esteem. It promotes a sense of belonging. Students will feel that they belong more to the class. They are part of the class. They can share their opinion, be more engaged, and definitely that will reflect on their self-esteem. Also, motivation, it perceives competence. And when students are more motivated to learn and achieve their goals, they are more likely to feel confident in their abilities and see themselves as competent learners. And definitely motivation, it reduces the stress and anxiety, because when students are motivated, they will have a low anxiety, a lower anxiety and lower stress because they believe that they can try um, to achieve their goals. It's okay to admit maybe a mistake, and that definitely will reflect on their self-esteem. Also, motivation, it enhances positive self-talk, and self-talk, it's very important to teach our students to talk positively within themselves because no one will help them as much as they can help themselves. So, uh, uh, when students enhance their have positive self-talk, they will have a better self-image and definitely thus they will end up have a positive a better self-esteem. Also, students when they are motivated, they will foster a sense of control. They feel that they are able to learn and to study. They are able to control their ideas. They are able to share their opinion, and definitely that will improve their self-esteem. And definitely motivation, it will increase the confidence of the students. So as you can see here, motivation, it increases and it improves the students' self-esteem, and so they start take initiatives. For example, they will have a positive self-talk. However, there are some disadvantages of motivation. For example, overemphasis on extrinsic rewards. And that's really very important topic. So we see, for example, a lot of teachers just pay attention and care about the grade. So or students just care about the praise from the teacher or taking money from their parents because they had the highest grade or whatever. So extrinsic rewards, it will affect later negatively on students' academic achievement. Uh, Also, another disadvantage of motivation, it leads to pressure and stress because students will just need to learn and to study in order uh, achieve their goals. Maybe they're even burn out because they don't want to take even a small break just because they want to study all the time in order to succeed. So they will end up having a lot of pressure and stress. Also, a lot of students put unrealistic expectations. They think that whenever they are learning, it's going to be up and there's no down, and that's completely not true. So they think that the teacher will always praise them and tell them that you are right, you are doing well. And however, in life we have up and down, as I said so far. Also, motivation, it leads to lack of collaboration and misbehavior. I experienced this inside my class. So I use motivation chart in order to motivate my students. One day I came late. I was shocked, literally, because my students were misbehaving. They were shouting. I asked them to sit down and I asked them what's going on. One of the students said that each of the students started putting a point for her, and other student came up and removed the points. And kindly note that inside in the motivation chart, all know that they need to have 20 points in order to get a handmade crown, for example, done by me. So they end up misbehaving and telling me that they don't want the motivation chart anymore. They don't want to talk with others anymore. And I was really at that point angry because that's really um, incredible. So I asked them that, first of all, what I did so far, it's not acceptable. I'm only person that I can put points and later I started thinking that I can't continue using motivation chart in the same way as I'm using it. And instead, I started using more collaboration groups and group works, and it really worked well. And just give me a few minutes, I will discuss these points. So, as you can see here, disadvantages of motivation. So, students, I think that when they are studying, it's always going to be up. However, it's going up and down, and they need to learn to never give up because it's about the first step and trying to reach the success or to succeed to be succeed. And in the second picture, as you can see here, the student is under pressure, is burnout um, because of motivation. So, regarding the studies, many studies, I read a lot of articles and they showed a significant correlation between motivation, achievement, and self-esteem. Testing itself is generally a competitive motivational device, a poor one, but one that's frequently employed in classrooms. So we always use testing, and testing it is extrinsic motivation because students will just care about having a good grade. So maybe they will not study and they are not motivated until there is an exam. They will study a lot and they are motivated, and after the exam they will again not motivated and they won't study until the next exam. And what is the goal of education? Is it just to study before the exam and be motivated? Okay, so once the intrinsic rewards are provided, whatever was learned will soon be forgotten based on research again. So, and I read articles um, that showed that students fail to learn not because they are unable to learn, but because they do not want to learn and are not motivated. So let me talk about another study. It is Teachers on the Continent of Care. It's written by Dr. Sarifian, and it, it is an interesting article where we have here mainly 2 points of view. The first point of view view teachers as instructors whose main concern must foster students' learning and care about the content and ensuring high standards of achievements. Mainly Jackson is an example of this point of view. And the second point, others like Noddings believes that teachers are most and foremost caregivers whose main role is to provide students with care and affection. So the content is not very important with respect to care and motivation. And even they said that teachers should care about students as their parents. But are the teachers students' parents? So I completely agree with the doctor argument that it can go to such extreme, either white or black. So middle position is the best solution. And the author argued that and called for re-examination of the goals of education and the role of research in educational practice. That is to develop the needs for the student to survive in the 21st century skills. The doctor argued that uh, we can't just give a made solution for the teachers because each teacher teaches with different students in a variety of settings. So it's really an interesting article. So, and now, how to get students motivated? So, um, teachers can implement motivation in the classroom in various ways. For example, by setting clear expectations and smart goals and foster positive self-talk as I talked before. So at my work, we ask students to know how to set a goal and how to achieve their goals. For example, by being a self-regulated learners, they learn how to set a plan. They learn how to manage their time. They learn how to set a smart goal that they can achieve it without being frustrated. And we teach a student to always talk to themselves in a positive way because it's very important and it improves their self-esteem as well as their achievements. Another technique it is use student-centered teaching strategies like inquiry-based learning or project-based learning, which encourages students to more participate in the class, and definitely it will motivate the student. Another strategy is connect learning to real world context. And this is very important because linking the material to real world, students will they will know the importance of learning, the value of education that they need it in their real life, and they will see where they apply what they are learning so far in their life. So it will improve their curiosity to learn and they will be more motivated. Another strategy is use technology to enhance motivation. Technology, it's very important. There are many online websites, online games that attract students' attention, attract students' motivation, improve the engagement. Even using the motivation is very important because it enhances students' need to learn the 21st century skills. So they will be more motivated as we are addressing their needs. Another technique it is address students' interest and passions. It's very important to take into consideration the interest of the student and their passion, what they would like to learn, that attract their curiosity, their creativity, so they will be more motivated. So as a conclusion, there is a significant correlation between motivation, achievement, and self-esteem. So teachers, based on definitely on the class, need to acquire motivational strategies that maximize the advantages of motivation and minimize disadvantages. So the way of implementing the motivation is very important. So, and at the end, I was going to give each one of you a motivation statement like be positive, take it easy, have fun, enjoy life, go outside, relax. As motivation, it's very important. We all need motivation to attain our goals and to have better outcomes and to be more satisfied, definitely. So my references, and thank you. Hope you enjoyed my presentation.